everyone, it's Lizzie and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about a couple of things. One, we're going to review how November went and how I am using what our actual spending habits and what we typically do on a month-to-month basis, how we're taking what we did in November, tweaking it and switching things up come December. Because guys, we have to be real and honest with ourselves. We could try out different methods. We can try out all of these things that work for some, but it doesn't work for all. And I totally 100% understand that if my method and my ways, it may not work for everyone, but I know it can work for some if you just try it out. So I am currently trying out the highlighter method, been doing it for a few months now, and it wasn't working for me. In the beginning, I kept being off by hundreds and I just didn't know where I was going wrong. So this month, I am proud to say I kind of got the handle on highlighting and tracking, but however, I was still off by $48.89. Drives me crazy, but we have a solution for December. So make sure you stay tuned to hear what changes are going to take place for our December budget. So now I got that out of the way, we're going to dive right on into how we did in the month of November with our spending. So let me first talk about the different categories in our monthly budget. Where do these numbers come from? So I use the app called Every Dollar. I've talked about it numerous times on my channel and it's completely free to use. What you do is you just plug in your income, your estimated income, you plug in all of your bills and your spending so that way you can be at a zero-based budget, because that is exactly where you want to be. You want to give every single one of your dollars a place to work in, whether it be, you're wanting to save for a vacation or you're wanting to pay off debt, whatever that is, you're going to go ahead and apply it to your savings or your goal, sorry. So I just added up our spending and grocery to get the food, because we really are going to change that and just call it groceries. And then we have a few other categories here, again, where I got from my Every Dollar. So this is the monthly budgeted amount. And we did this an interesting way in November. But again, with these budget you really get a feel on what works, what doesn't work, what you need to fix for the upcoming month. So this did not work, what we budgeted out for. So as you see here, there's a lot of red going on, and red means bad. Red means that you overspent. So just to give you a highlight of what went on in November, let me actually pull up the calendar of November so you can take a look with me. Right here, we have time off and we went away in November. We did visit family and there was expense involved. There was spending. So that is why you see that the spending was a lot higher. So there was cost involved with that wasn't in the initial Every Dollar budget, but we did have the funds for it because we had vacation savings that we applied it to our income, which is right here. Now, I'll explain that in just a minute. Let me go through line by line. So I added up all of the spending that took place for what was happening for our travel and all of that. So the total amount that we ended up spending was $884. Total amount for groceries was $761. And that is food, eating out, groceries, you get the picture. We were over by $361, but what you have to know is that food also included when we were traveling and when we were there. We ate out or ordered takeout a couple of times. So that is also included in that. So next thing, insurance, that is exactly the same. We spent more here, so that should be red. We spent more, $48.60, so that should be red. Sorry. And we had more in our bills that came out. We were less for car because we were on vacation, so we didn't use gas and all of that. pet was a lot higher, and the reason why is we had a vet appointment that was scheduled during the month, so that's why it wasn't initially budgeted for when we set this budget up in October. So we had a vet bill, and we also had taken our dogs to a boarding kennel when we were away, so that was also like a pet expense. So we were off by $4.99. Some pass was less because again we were away, we didn't have to drive as much, and our savings was less because we had these additional expenses, so therefore we were not able to save as much. Now there are these categories that they don't have a monthly like budget because we are buying gifts along the way, so we have a sinking fund for that. This health is just a new category where we are buying like vitamins and all of that for our health, and that's going to be considered a quote-unquote sinking fund, so that's going to be something new. We also had a few doctor's appointments that was really not budgeted out for, but we did have a savings, part of a savings, and then we did have to use our emergency fund because one of these was my husband, he had to get a root canal, which was interesting. We had to have a crown made and just all of that. If any of you have ever had a root canal done, let me know your experience, because I've had one done and it was okay. It was a little painful afterwards, the soreness, but guys, you just got to make sure that you brush your teeth, you floss, all of the good things, and then you could just avoid all of that. So anyways, our December starting balance that we forwarded on to December expense tracker is $2,164.73. So all of this added together comes to $10,149, and that leaves us with the difference of $48.89. Now let me explain the income part of this. So this is the starting balance that was in our checking account and cash envelopes for the month of November. This is all based on what the budget mom talks about. Over here is any income that was received and also anything that we pulled from our savings. So I understand this could be a little bit confusing, but I get what the budget mom is talking about. So you saved for a particular event or future expense. So a few months ago, you saved for Christmas, right? Now you're using that savings as spending for this month. So now you have to pull from the savings and include that as part of your income, so that way you can spend that for this month. That's why I see why she includes that as an additional income for the month. So that's what I had done based on my expense trackers for the month of November. So the total income received, beginning balance from our savings account, total was $10,198 that we had to break down for our budget. So that's why I'm off by $48, because these don't match. And I was scrambling trying to figure it out, but I found a solution that is going to work for us. I know for a fact. So I'm gonna show you our December monthly budget information. So this is the monthly budget review sheet for December. And guys, there's a few things that are different, as you can see, from this monthly budget to last monthly budget. We don't have pet in here, which I might have to include it just in case for like their vet appointments and stuff. So I have to add that in here. That's one that I'm missing. But we are including our pet food with our groceries. We are including our home to our groceries. And obviously the standard food grocery is going in there too. Now, with this monthly budget, this is all based on what our spending habits was. Now, I know in groceries and other things we have gone over, but we were like traveling. This month, we are not doing any traveling. So I feel that we will be okay with our grocery budget habits. One thing that is going to change is our cash usage. So for me, I was having a difficult time because I was a cash budgeter. But then we noticed that we were using our debit card for grocery orders, when we were doing gift orders, and just different things. There's a few things that we can only get on a website for our our part of our groceries. So we do a lot of online shopping for our daily usage, our daily spending. And so it was confusing when I withdrew the cash, and then that same day I went to do an order, and because we were out of something, and I ended up depositing that money, and it just got a little out of hand. So I think just based on the season of life that we are in right now, we are out of debt, you know, we have control over our spending. So I think using a debit card is going to be okay for us right now. We're still going to be doing tracking. I have trackers and everything to make sure that we are in budget, but I'm no longer going to be withdrawing cash for these items. The only thing that we will be withdrawing cash for is my husband's personal trainer. We pay him in cash. So that's going to be the only thing that we are going to withdraw cash for. So lots of changes, but I'm really excited to see how the month of December goes with our spending. And let me know if you are also a cashless budgeter, and any tips that you might have for me will be super helpful since this is a new season that we are walking in. But hey, if Jordan Page from FunCheaperFree.com is a cashless spender, a cashless budgeter, and so many of you are as well, I think I can do this. So as long as we are disciplined, we have, you know, we're an adult and we have control over our spending, we can handle and not go over budget. So we will see how this method works for us for the next few months, but I'm really excited. So subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. That way you can follow me along this transition period that we are currently in, from being cash budgeters to cashless budgeters. So if you guys enjoyed this video, have any suggestions for me, then definitely let me know in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, and I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys.